Welcome everybody to Teachers Tips for WHS 408, Assist with Effective WHS Management of Contractors. Just some general housekeeping. Firstly, this session will be recorded and then uploaded to YouTube. Today we'll be looking at preparing a report by using the headings from the assessment. Review each of the 10 tasks. The keys to this unit is using the YouTube session that will be recorded today and the PowerPoint found on the WHS Research Centre. Plus, we're having difficulty finding information using the learning resources. Overview of the assessment. There are 3 key areas. You need to be reporting on the efficiency and the effectiveness of management of contractors. Review and analyse the organisation's business policies, procedures, contractual arrangements and activities. Then present a report on your findings. Our assessment layout. We need to have a title page dedicated to table of contents, executive summary, introduction, main body of the report, where all tasks listed with their subheadings, recommendations, conclusion, and reference lists and bibliography, supported by appendices. Strategies for answering the tasks. Identify your existing contractors and their arrangements. Evaluate each contractor arrangement and are they effective? Are there any gaps? What improvements can be made? Referencing legislation, codes of practice as required. Remember that contractors that come to the PCBU's workplace under the WHS Act are declared workers. Areas that need to be addressed within your report. An overview of the organisation's business, services supplied by the contractors, contractor documentation arrangements, contractor consultation and communications, relationship between the principal contractor and subcontractors, i.e. employer v. employees. Best practice to achieve effective management of contractors. WHS information and data relevant to contractor management. Recommendations for improvement. Reference and bibliography. Assessment tasks. Cover page. Here we need to have the unit name and number, your name and student number. This is all that's needed to appear on the cover page. Use one page. Table of contents on a separate page with page numbers. This is important as this enables the reader to locate key areas within your report. Executive summary. Basically, this is what it says. The executive is the person whom the report has been written for, i.e. your immediate manager. For these people, time is at a premium. So what is required here are the key areas in bullet points with a brief explanation which refer to the main content within your report. What you've been asked to do and how you've gone about it. Your findings. Your recommendations and conclusions would round off the summary. Yes, the recommendations and conclusions are repeated at the end of the report itself. An introduction. Here we explain to the reader the location and type of work carried out, structure of management, numbers of staff, working days and hours worked. Task 4. This is best presented in a table format. Headings include the contractor, their trade, work carried out, after hours. This is to be called Appendix A. See an example on the WHS Researcher Centre under Compliance tab. Task 5. This is also best presented in a table format and will appear as Appendix B. By putting in the research, you will lead to an answer that can be referred to throughout your report. See an example of this on the WHS Research Centre under Compliance tab. But also go to the Learning Resource, Appendix 1, Contractor Management Plan, Checklist, pages 54 and 55. Tips for you to consider within Task 5. Primary duty of care, consultation, providing information and instruction and training and supervision, reasonably practicable risk assessment processes, control of the premises, WHS management plans, job safety analysis, safe work method statements, safe operating procedures, auditing what and when it should take place. Areas that would be audited are risk assessments, specific requirements, e.g. working at heights, confined space work, electrical, where permits are required to work, storage, use of disposable of hazard chemicals. Task 6. The answer to this question has been raised many times from students. The key here is to understand the WHS Act's definition of a worker in the workplace. So whatever we have in place for the company paid workers needs to be in place for the site contractors, i.e. induction, reporting incidents, attendance at startup toolbox meetings, accident, incident and near-miss reporting, and do they have a HSR trained representative? Best practice. Benchmarking against Australian standards and legislation and codes of practice. This question is twofold. We need to explain the consultation process between the contractor and the principal contractor and how you define who is a worker and who is a contractor. See Section 7 of the WHS Act. A standard employment relationship consists of workers-employers, PCBU. Best practice when mentioning in building around Australian and international standards. For this assessment, we need to be mindful of 4804, the standard that's used for setting up a WHS management system, and 4801 for ordering that system. We can add in 31,000, the risk management principles and guidelines. Eight, workplace WHS information and data. This is a key for identifying the safety culture within an organisation. Accurate, compiled and recorded information. Then the data can be used to plot any trends or corrective actions that can be delivered on a better, safer and healthy workplace. Where qualified workers in that environment know what is required and how it is to be completed, with recorded training being one of the keys, i.e. matrix where qualifications and required training is stored. 9. Recommendations for improvements. This is where we detail the improvements on the identified gaps. Recommendations can be delivered on the key findings through corrective actions, through closer monitoring, future contracts and arrangements. That contact timeframes and compliance requirements can be met and maintained. Conclusion. Here we round off your report where you're highlighting the benefits of implementing your recommendations. References and bibliography is essential for any of your assessments. It clearly outlines the resources that you have used to answer the questions. Now for the most important slide. This should become your mantra. When in doubt, ring or email a WHS teacher. Are there any questions? With there being none, thanks for coming. See you next time.